what had happened with Gord is Gord stopped talking to me for about 3 years. So as soon as Rogers came in, he kind of stopped talking to me. I mean, we always would have at least a friendly sort of exchange of "Hello, how are you?"
Sure.
Right? But it wasn't. It wasn't. We weren't intimates at all. But then it stopped,
Huh.
and I didn't understand that. And then and you know, it would there were explosions of temper and stuff like that in the newsroom, which, you know, was kind of strange. And he wouldn't stand beside me. Like, we used to start the show and end the show together, but he wouldn't stand beside me until we were like counting down 3, 2, 1. And it was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I actually went up to him and I said, "Look, did something happen? Did I say something to you? Did I do something to offend you that I don't know about? But if I have, let me explain it." He said, No, it's fine. You know, I'm just going through my own stuff. I thought, okay, but I had opened up the conversation. I thought that would shift things,
Yeah.
but it didn't. And so this kind of freezing thing happened that went on, and finally I just sort of gave up on trying to remedy it. I didn't know what had happened. And then about a month
Yeah.
before, it was before Christmas, I recall, because suddenly he was like smiling again. And I thought, oh, well, maybe something good has happened at last with him. And what it turned out to be is I got fired. And so after working there for as long as I did, the news director, who was a woman that I thought was my friend and certainly a valued colleague, sort of pushed the paper in front of me and said, "We're not renewing your contract." Threw it at, and that was it. That was how it was done. And then there was this woman who was hired by Rogers to make those cuts, said, "Just to be clear, Anne, it isn't personal, it's business." And I stood up and said, "Don't spout cliches at me at this time." And I looked at this woman who I had worked with for such a long time, and I thought, this is how it ends. I walked out and I burst into tears. And I was walking down the stairwell because I didn't want anyone to see me crying. And a colleague of mine was coming down the stairs and said, "What's the matter with you?" And I looked at him and said, "I just got fired." And that, of course, just spread like wildfire really quick. And I was walked out the door. I went to my desk. I put my few, personal belongings in my bag. And that's how I ended my 30-plus career at City TV.